All right, what's up, everybody? Anybody, everybody. Okay, so I'm supposed to be camping right now, but I'm here because the mountain caught on fire. So here we are. You know, it is what it is. Basically, we're supposed to be up in the mountains at a lake, and so we had to. I guess my mom went up there, and they were basically told to like it was smoky, and they had like ash raining down on them, and so then they left and decided to do something else, and then some other people that were with us stayed there a little longer, and eventually the rangers came around and told everybody to leave. So yesterday we went to a different lake, but you can't camp there. It's only day camping, so we did that, and yeah, today we're going to somewhere else, but it means that I'm home. We're home at night, so we're just day camping, I guess, all weekend, and then tomorrow I'm gonna go do my regular routine, just do a bike ride somewhere. I don't know where, but we'll figure that out. And yeah, and then today I didn't do Drumeo yesterday. So last week I did a Drumeo thing. I don't know what this is. Race your own way. Breaking point returns. I don't know. It's trying to get me to buy the 25. I can't buy the 25. Come on. Oh. All right. So, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna play this game till like 7 o'clock, and then I'm gonna go do my drums, and then I'll do a 1 week update of Drumeo. And I think every Saturday or every Sunday, or I might do the Drumeo tomorrow, the 1 week update. I keep thinking today is Sunday. Yesterday felt like Saturday to me, and today feels like Sunday to me. But because I did so much stuff yesterday, normally when I'm doing, like, normally my Friday is just wasted at work. Like, I work all day Friday. So, anyways, so today, yeah, today's Saturday. So I guess I'll just play this game, but around 8 o'clock I gotta go get ready to go to do whatever we're doing today. So I don't know. I might take a break at 7 and then come back to this game. Or oh no, I have to stop at 7 to do the drums. But I might not do the Drumeo update today. And I think like the first week was going pretty good. I did a bunch of beginner classes just to sort of gauge where I'm at and make sure that beginner is too easy and beginner is too easy for me. I'm sure anybody who has seen me drum would probably know that, and I should know that, but I just wanted to make sure because I didn't want to miss anything, and so I fully did those beginner classes for the most part. Or basically, like, they have 10-minute classes and 10-minute exercises. And as I was playing through the 10 minutes, I would do at least half of it exactly the way that they were doing it. And then I would start to add in my own stuff. Like, I did a ghost note class, which I play ghost notes in basically every song I play. That's like my favorite beat ever, is the ghost note beat. It's like the quintessential ghost note beat is what I play in everything. So it's like that the Offspring Gone Away beat, although he doesn't use ghost notes. He plays that beat, but he plays all the snare at full volume. Which what's another song? Nirvana, Smells Like Teen Spirit, I think, or yeah, I think it's that song. I don't know. One of the Nirvana songs he uses that same beat, but again, he doesn't use ghost notes. I think that's like the 90s. I guess that was the I guess that was the 90s go-to beat there in that grunge or whatever. Anyways, let's do this racing game. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna do today. I'm gonna play this till 7. Then I'm gonna go do my drum exercises and then go hiking all day. And then maybe I'll be back on tonight. I don't know. And then tomorrow, hopefully, I'll wake up early enough to play this again and do my drum exercises in the morning. Yeah. Well, yeah, tomorrow. How is that going to work? No, I'm going to have to do the Drumeo update today. Because tomorrow the kids wake up early with me to play the Minecraft, and then we go on a bike ride, and then I need to do music. So, I don't know. Let's go to this career here, though. Figure out what's going on here. Single player career. Isn't this what I was in? Yeah, here we go. Let's try to figure out what we're doing here. I think we were just racing. We're in a practice round. But I don't know, I don't know what I'm doing here. Okay, so I'm coming back at it here. Oh, wait, what is this? A replay? How do I stop the replay? Circle? How do I go? Let's see, back. Okay. There we go. Okay, now I'm in it. Now I'm playing it. So I don't know what I'm doing here. How to play this game right. I think it's kind of like the old, what was that, Gran Turismo? I had that game, but I never really got very far in it. I mean, until I started cheating. And not using cheat codes, but I had a friend who told me a little secret that he had figured out, or somebody had figured out. You get 2 rubber bands, and there's this one race that's just an oval track, or it's just a circle, I can't remember what it was, but basically you just would grind your way up until you get this certain Porsche or something that was just super fast, and it was kind of faster than the rest of the class, and all you would do is just you would put the throttle onto one of the sticks, and then you'd wrap a rubber band around it so that the thing would just stay on full throttle, and then you'd put the other rubber band on the other stick so it was just turning left, and then you just let this thing go and it would just win, and you could just basically farm money, and you just get all this money, and then you could buy these fast cars or whatever. But you still had to get licenses for points or whatever, or you had to get licenses to go win these cars. I never beat it. I could never. I tried and tried and tried. It's the same thing with this. It's I don't know if I have the coordination to get, see this? These cars have lapped me many times over. I mean, maybe I'm getting better. I don't know. I'm not fast. Not fast. I'm not following the line. It's I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I should just stop and go race and see how it goes. See if I can get, because I don't remember what the goal is. I have to be 8th or something. Isn't that what it is? I have to be better than 8th. Or hey, it was all green and I'm still drifting off. Have to be. I think I have to be 8th. And I don't know what happens if I don't hit my goal. Can you fail? Is this a, no mercy in racing, where you fail and lose? And then there was something about tires in there, and I don't know what crap that means. Previous 141, best 140. See, I'm not getting better. Speed trap said I'm 14th. And I need to be 8th. So I don't know. This isn't good. It's not good. I'm gonna lose. Or do I just sit here and practice for an hour and then go do it until I just get it exactly perfect and know all the exact turns? I don't know. On that Drumeo stuff, though, I was gonna say. So I did all the. I forgot. I was talking about that. So I did these beginner courses. And I did like, I don't know, 4 or 5 of them. And it's like, you know, even like Nirvana. There's the dude will teach you how to play this song, right? And like, I've played that song. It's one of the songs that I pretty much learned, I would say, to the exact way that the original drummer played it. We'll say that. Okay, so I've done a lot of covers in my life, but I don't think I've ever done one cover where I actually played the whole thing correctly. So I always put my twist or my spin on it. And part of that is because I'm not that good of a drummer, and the other part of it is because I don't like when bands cover songs and play it exactly the same. I like to hear some of that originality even in covers. And I know that might be the wrong thought process, and it's probably why I'm not very successful as a drummer, because I have the wrong thought process. Because if I actually learned these covers the correct way, then I would be a lot better of a drummer, maybe more successful, so forth. But it's the way I've always thought. Like, I like covers, you know, like Bad Company by Five Finger Death Punch. To me, obviously that's what made that band popular, but they took that song in my opinion, it was already a great song, but they made it better by not playing it exactly the same. You know, the other band, the band that wrote it or whatever, they already made that song that way, and it was great then, and it still is great that way. And then you hear this other version, and it's like, oh, it's like, it's not better, but it's also great this other way. You know what I mean? It's like, now we hear a metal version of Bad Company. Awesome, right? So that's what I think. But anyways, you know, and part of it is too that I just can't play, or couldn't play like the fills correctly, because I wasn't that good of a drummer. So I would just put in my own fill, or I would put in a fill that was close but not right, you know. And I don't know why because I never had this mentality until recently, like, I don't know, 3 or 4 years ago, or 2 years ago, maybe it was last year, I don't even know. I think it was 2 years ago. I basically decided that the way I was doing things was not good enough anymore. You know, the getting by mentality was not good enough, and so I need to do things as the best that I can, which still might not be good enough, right? But it's going to be the best that I'm going to give everything my 100% and try to do it the best that I can do it, instead of just saying, oh, that's good enough, and then quitting, or that's good enough, and then stopping there. So, you know, because like I went camping. This is what happens. I went camping and my stuff breaks, and I'm like, hey, this stuff isn't good enough. You know, and the reason that I have this stuff that is breaking is because I didn't give it my all to get better stuff that might not break, you know, because it's better. And I'm not talking about new either, right? And so like my truck broke, and, you know, yeah, so my trailer broke. My trailer is like always breaking, you know, so basically, and that's just the way it is with those types of trailers in that era and that old and so forth. It's like, it's not my fault, but it is my fault because I don't have a nicer one or whatever. But so what did I do is I decided that my family doesn't need that big of a trailer to go camping most of the time. Most of the time, the type of camping we do on the weekends, it's overkill. And so I built this bathroom, and I built my Suburban into a camper. So we're doing van life in a Suburban, and we're good with that. Everybody is happy with it. So far, we've used it twice, 2 camp trips, and we're kind of using it this weekend. We were going to use it this weekend, but the fire. Anyway, so what we're doing is better than the trailer, because we have more time at the campground than if we were hauling this trailer around. My kid wants to go back to Moab in September, so we're probably going to do that. I got to get that planned and figured out exactly, but what I'm going to do is it'll be a weekend trip, and so it will work out better because I'll be able to get there in 4 hours with this trailer that I can go the speed limit at, instead of my big toy hauler that I'd go 55 the whole way there. And it adds at least an hour of travel, instead of, with this little trailer we can haul, so that toy hauler, I never got to Moab in, I think normally it would take me 4 hours. Once I got that toy hauler, it started taking 6. And part of that was also because of my kids and how old they were, because they didn't know how to row, and us as parents. It was mostly us as parents, because we'd go to the store and we'd buy them Gatorades.
3 minutes to go.
3 minutes till what? What happens in 3 minutes? I'm not getting better. Anyways, we buy them Gatorades and they gotta pee every 5 seconds. So, whatever. I guess I better start racing here. It's that first corner that I'm always missing. I really missed that corner. Let's try to follow this guy exactly now. See, and he's faster than me too. He's just more accelerating than me. Where does he hit his brakes though? He must have. He has better cornering than me, because he wasn't slowing down before I was. These guys are I don't know. Anyways, so what was I talking about? Oh, I'm trying to do everything the best that I can. So anyways, I did this intermittent course on the Drumeo now. So now I went through enough beginner courses to know that I'm not a beginner. And what I wanted to do was, I knew that all that stuff would be easy, but I wanted to make sure that I wasn't missing something, that if I went into the intermediate, that they wouldn't be teaching in the intermediate, that I would need to learn in the beginner, left hand strength, because obviously I'm right-handed. So right-handed is going to be, stronger than the left hand. So I wanted to make sure that I was strong enough, or, something like that wasn't in the beginner course that I was going to miss, that I hadn't learned because I never took lessons, See, now I'm up to 146. Because I was at 140, 140 looks like my best time. I don't know how I did that. Probably did this corner a lot better then. Anyways, so I did one intermediate course, and all the beginners, learning the Smells Like Teen Spirit, basically the Ghost Note course. What else did I do? I'm doing a beginner double bass course. Now, the beginner double bass course is actually doing things, because that's where I'm weak. Is my left foot double bass is weak, and it is a workout to do these exercises, And the thing is that I learned double bass, but I can only play it at certain tempos, and the faster the tempo, the easier it is for me to play. The slower the tempo, the harder it is to keep steady. And so that is helping out a lot. And I know if I could play it slow, then as I speed up, it will be better. If that makes any sense. That's something that I'm trying to, explain to my brother as he learns how to play bass, that you have to play it slow, and then speed it up. And what that does is it makes the faster version more solid. I know that, and I don't do it, but yeah, I don't know if this practice is helping at all anyways. See, I'm getting slower. Now I'm going to be at like 148. Okay, it's taken over, so 22nd. How many racers are there? 22? That's not good. Does it even tell me how many? Oh, I got 200 XP. I guess there's that. Out of 1,000 though.
The session has drawn to a close, so let's review our top three. Verstappen, Norris, and George Russell. And that's it. Practice is officially over.
Yeah, this isn't
Until
good.
next time, goodbye.
133 for the next guy. I'm like 7 seconds, or no, well it says 9 seconds. I'm 10 seconds from the begin of the. I'm in trouble, everybody. There's no way I'm gonna win this. So, see, this says S type. What is S type? And I have H. There's only 3, 4 other H's. It looks like most of them are the M's and S's. So anyways, so I'm taking this intermediate course by this dude, and I can't pronounce his name, but he might be like the best drummer I've ever seen. And like, like I don't know, I'm sure that these other drummers like Mike Portnoy, like these amazing drummers that are in these bands are like can do all this stuff. But he does like, I don't know if it's exactly called like a polyrhythm. I think that's what it's called, but I started a class with him, and it's like about independence. And what that means is like if you're on the drums, when you do certain things, it's kind of like your whole body is tied in two ways. Like your right hand side is tied and your left hand side is tied, right? And when you first start drumming, you're learning these rudiments that are like left, right, left, right, left, right. Like you think about a normal drum roll that goes da 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 da. It's left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, right? Well, what you can end up doing is, and what he's doing is he's making a beat that you would normally play with two hands on one hand. So like and basically it's to break apart your left and right side, because you get stuck. I get stuck in this left, right, left, right, left, right. Well, now what he's doing, and I'll do it on the Drumeo update. I'll try to do the beat. I can do the original beat, but what he's doing is he's made an off note beat. So like normally you play on the 1, 2, 3, 4, okay? And so that's a quarter note beat. But what there also is an eighth note beat, which is where you play in the middle of the 1, 2, 3, 4. So it'd be 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and, okay? Well, an off note beat is you just play on the ands. So it'd be like and instead of 1, 2, 3, 4. It's like it doesn't make sense in the way I'm doing it. You'd have to hear the kick and the snare off of it. So what ends up happening, what he's doing is he's using the left hand. Normally the left hand would just hit the snare. And so even on an off note beat, you would have your right hand on so it'd be 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and, right? And so the snare would be on 3. So it'd be like 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and, right? So it'd be like that. So anyways, what he's doing is he's just doing it all on the left hand. So the right hand doesn't do anything. So it's like 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So but on the 2 and the 4 he's doing snare hits. And so I'll do it later, and so what I've always done before is 2 hands for that beat. Well, what he's doing is 1 hand for that beat, and it's the left hand. So Hopefully all that makes sense. It might not, but it's just because I don't explain it well. But anyways, let's push advanced on this. But and then what he's doing is his right hand is playing this other, almost like a completely different beat, and it's only 3 notes, but it's very hard. Okay, so what do we want to do? Go to next session, I guess. Like we can't move anything around. So workstation. Oh, we have another practice for 30 minutes. Oh, jeez. Well, I didn't do very good on the first practice. You think I'm going to do very good on the second practice? I guess we might as well do it. Or do we go to quick practice? Well, we might as well do it for 20 minutes. Or do we can we change stuff, or I don't know what any of this stuff means. I guess let's just go practice again. Anyway, so that one's really hard. And so I was doing it, and I got that beat down, you know what I mean, to where I'm like pretty much I can do the beat just with one hand. So the off note beat with the snare on 2 and 4 with one hand. Oh, and the kick is on 1, 2, 3, 4. So the kick and so I've got that part down pretty well, okay? So, but then you start adding in the right hand. And this is the part that's the independence part. You know, and it's kind of like, it's basically like rubbing your belly and patting your head at the same time. Like some people can do it, some people can't. Probably if you practiced enough, you'd be able to do it. But at first, it just seems impossible, right? Like, and that's basically what it is. And you're breaking apart the two, you're creating independence, you know, between your right and your left. So, and what he does is gets way more complicated than this too. And what he's talking about doing here is basically this beat, but anyways, it's just very hard. So, and I can't do the right hand at all. I think I was almost getting it last time, but I'm just gonna keep playing that lesson over and over again every day, and until I get that down perfect, and then I'll move on in the course. It's, you know, you're supposed to do it like every day, but I think I'm just gonna keep doing that until I get it every day. Just do that lesson over and over again every day until I get it, and then I'll move on. And then the other courses, I'm just gonna run them out until they run out, and then I'll move on to all intermediate and do no more beginners, unless I see like a song or something that I want to learn. Because that's the other thing I'm gonna do is sometimes we do karaoke nights on this when Jared can't make it, and so a lot of times like they request the same songs. And they're songs that I just want to be able to play well, but I can't. You know, and so I think what I do, it's not the worst thing in the world. Like I'll just play the parts I can, and then the parts I can't play, I either just dumb down or I just don't play. And some songs I don't even play at all because they just like don't make sense to me in any way. So yeah. See, this is supposed to be on easy too. It's supposed to be on easy, and I'm the 22nd. Anyways, so that's what I'm gonna do. So in like 20 minutes, I'll do my drum practice that I missed yesterday because it was just, we went to the lake and the kids like had fun fishing and learning how to fish. I guess I have to get into fishing because they like fishing. Maybe we'll start doing that. And then I should probably get some water toys because these guys all have water toys and we go camping with them. And we basically, like, we just showed up and said, here's the kids, and then left and went and rode the bikes up the mountain. We went on this trail. It's called like Eagle Rise Trail, I think, or something like that. But it's single track mountain bike trail. And it was a pretty good workout going up the mountain. It's like, yeah, what is happening here? What are you doing, Stroll? You backing up? Would you end up in the grass or what? Is there actually somebody that is slower than me this time? That's amazing. Stroll, I don't know what you did to deserve that, but maybe you need a new career because I'm pretty slow. There, Stroll. Or did I get faster? I don't know. I don't know what's happening. But anyways, so we went and did it, and the first part of it is just some pretty steep uphill. But then you get up into the mountain, and then you do a lot of downhill, and that's, fun to some extent. It's kind of dangerous, thinking, like, plus the bikes that we're doing this stuff on is like, they're just Walmart bikes. They're not like super duper, like we don't have anything that nice. We use them every weekend too, so maybe at some point we would need to get nicer stuff. I don't know. I think my frame is pretty good. Like, I could use some better brakes, and I do have what do you call it, disc brakes on both wheels. I only have front suspension, and that's the other thing too, is I had too much air in my tires. But mostly what we do is road biking, and so for that I want the air. But if I was going to do it again, I would let the air out of my tires. It's just hard to do that because they're slime tires, and I don't want to let too much of the slime out either. I'm sure there's a way to do that correctly. Maybe if I put the thing at the top. Is that how you do that? Put the valve stem at the top. I don't know. Anyways, so that was my yesterday. It was pretty good. And then the other thing too is we're trying to use Google Maps to find the trail, but we can't because they have changed it since Google Maps took the picture. And so we go to our turnoff. It's like we kind of like went around the lake. We were kind of parked on the one side of the lake, so we rode around to the trail, which is on the other side of the lake. But then we ride up the mountain, and it's like a loop, so we don't have to backtrack, but we go across the mountain and then down the mountain and then back to the road that goes around the lake and then around the other side of the lake. But they have changed where it goes down the mountain to the road, because it looks like where it used to go was through some farmer's property, and now there's barbed wire fence there. And so we ended up riding more than we probably needed to or whatever. So I don't know if I'm getting better or what, because it looks like I'm 139. That's still not fast enough, though. I need to be at 130. That's what the fastest guy did. Oh, no, that's not even me. That's Sains. But my best is 139.9. See, I'm getting slower. Like, why do I get slower every lap? See, now I'm at 143. And the last time at the end, I ended up at like 146, too. Is it because I can't hit this corner right? Use flashback. Like, I don't know if it's because I'm not hitting these corners right or what. And I know I only need to do 5 laps. Or is it because my tires are getting bad? Is that what happens? Like, the tires get bad and I don't know. As I go, the tires get more worn out and I get slower and slower by 6 seconds, but And I don't know if I'm fast enough on the first ones or what. Anyway, so we did that. That kicked our butts. Ended up riding for like 2 hours or something. It was a pretty good ride. Came back here, ate dinner, and went to bed, and slept in till 6. Normally I wake up at 4 or 5 on Saturdays, but I've been doing that lately. I've been sleeping in till 6 on the weekends. So, I don't know. Delta plus 0.3. So I was at 140 that time. So I feel like I did it pretty good that time. It's basically just got enough braking. So now it says I'm up. I'm in the green on the Delta. This one I overshot. So now I'm in the red. Yeah, anyways. But I like riding like that and that kind of type of terrain, but I can't do it because I usually have the kid. And I have this like tandem bike that attaches to my bike for my youngest to ride on because he can't ride a bike yet. And so, but the issue is that it doesn't have brakes. And like I know why it doesn't have brakes, and it makes sense. You wouldn't want it to have brakes because he might be back there hitting the brakes while you're trying to pedal. You know what I mean? Because he doesn't always paying attention to what's going on. But on that steep downhill stuff that we were doing, like I wouldn't want to do that with him because I only have my brakes, and my brakes aren't necessarily designed for all that extra weight, and so that might be a little rough there. But you know, and then the other kid, he would just complain the whole way up, and then the whole way down he'd just be worried that he's gonna go flying off the mountain, you know, make a wrong turn or something. So I think it's too advanced for that, because it was a pretty steep trail. So I probably wouldn't, like, they could walk it, but I probably wouldn't have them go bike it. So, but they had fun. They got ice cream and goofed off in the parking lot or whatever, and we did that. We got back and we thought they were just going to sit around. I guess they were done sitting around though, because they decided to go back home. And then we were going to go over there for dinner, but we decided not to on the ride home. I think probably just everybody's tired anyways. It's whatever. So maybe we'll go over there on Sunday. I don't know. Maybe not, but basically today we're going to go hiking somewhere else. And then, I don't know, tomorrow it will be a normal Sunday. So I'm behind 2 seconds. Got 201 in the speed trap. So I'm third in the ranking, and I got first on that speed trap, but I don't know. So maybe all these practices will help. If I practice enough at it, maybe it will get me there. I don't know. Maybe I'm getting better. But yeah, I like the new trailer a lot better than the old trailer. From my point of view, I don't know how the kids feel about it, but from my point of view, it is like I don't have to do anything to get it ready. Hardly. I mean, there still is some stuff that I need to fix, like on the air suspension that I haven't fixed yet or found a solution for, but it seems to be holding together good enough now. But I'll get that stuff fixed. But after that, it's going to be no maintenance. Like, I'm literally just going to sit this thing in the yard all winter and not even worry about it. You know, the battery, it is what it is. It's like it's got a low temp cutoff. I might take the battery out for the winter and put it in the house or something because, you know, just to kind of try to save it. Looks like I'm getting more consistent. I'm staying in the 140. That's still not fast enough, though. Because if the other guys are at 130, you know, I don't know. Still too slow. So I don't know what I'm going to do about that. But anyways, this new trailer. And then so I don't have to do anything to get it ready. Like the old trailer, it was like fill it up with water. You know, to hook the thing up, it was just like, and this is just stuff that I need to fix. But the electric jack, I don't know, it has like a bad ground or something. There's something wrong with the wiring because I could never really get it to work on its own power. Like I had to like always mess with the jumper cable somehow to get it to work, and it was broken when I got it. So like I did fix it and welded it back together so it does work with the crank. When I got it at some point, it didn't even work with the crank. It's like there was a weld broken internally that would allow the bevel gear to kind of pop out of its other gear, and so it basically wouldn't gear, you know, it would just be slipping more or less. I don't know how else to word that, but it wouldn't lift the trailer up. There was one time I thought we were leaving the trailer because I couldn't get it to work. I finally did get it to work, but you know, and so it's not like this trailer was in like super good a shape when I bought it, but it has worked for us. We've appreciated it and liked it and whatever, but yeah. See, now it says I'm first in the speed trap again, but that doesn't do me any good because most of these things are corners. So just because I have top speed, you know, I'm not doing that much top speed right there. It's like the cornering is where I need speed at. It's where I'm gaining and losing. Looks like I'm getting a little better though. If I do this, and if I do the other practice too, then I can gain on my actual race there. Let's see, 6:56. Time's flying by. I wish I would have done my drums yesterday. I would have to stop this and go do that. But it is what it is, you know. And yesterday at work was just, I don't know what I'm going to do about Fridays because it's like I get it in the morning, I'm just like doing really good until I reach a certain point and I go to a certain city and stuff just hits the fan. I mean, and I don't get it. So I basically did 6 stops in like 3 hours. Okay, so that's a normal day for me. It's about a half hour per stop. And like, I think it should be faster than that because of how close these stops are together. And it is faster. I just have this one store that, this chain of stores I will never shop at. Like I will die before I buy anything from this chain of stores because they treat truck drivers so badly that I will never ever put $1 in these stores of mine, no matter what. Like, I don't care. They're horrible. Because, and they treat their receivers bad, too. And, the whole industry, like, I could go off about how the whole industry doesn't trust. It's all about theft. And, like, I get it. Our society, we have this problem, okay? If one person steals, they think everybody steals. And they treat us like we're all thieves. My whole job is, like, half of my job is to follow policies treating me like I'm a thief. I want you to think about that. Imagine if your job was to follow policies that treat you like you're a thief. Like, you would eventually... Anyways, the point is that these guys do it wrong. And what they do is they make us open every box. So, and it's ridiculous. Because I don't know what they think I'm doing, like, or we are doing, because we're not... Nobody... I mean, yeah, it's crazy. Okay, so I sell pizza. That's what I deliver. I drive a truck, I deliver pizza. And so the frozen pizza, it comes in boxes. It has 16 pizzas in one box. Okay, it's not that big a deal, right? Most of my boxes are open, like that. They have flaps that are glued on the sides, but you can see in the boxes. The flaps don't cover the whole thing. They only cover some of it. I don't know what that means. I get a little tire thing that says 22% or something. Am I overusing my tires or what? Anyway, so you can very easily tell that these boxes, without opening them, are full. And that's sort of what they're trying to get at, is low fills. It does happen, like whatever machine puts these boxes together. Sometimes it only gets 15 in there instead of 16. But it doesn't happen very often. I've only seen it 3 times. And so I've been doing this for about 3 years. 3 times in 3 years. Okay, so the amount of money that we're talking about here, and that's not going to go to the same store. So that's 3 different stores. So in 3 years, and let's say there's 30 different vendors doing what I'm doing, okay, every year. And let's say that their track record is even worse than, like, even if it happened to me once a week, and like, let's say that, I don't know what our costs are, but let's say that it's $6. It's higher than our cost. Okay, we'll say 5 for easy math. 5 times 52. Let's say I'm doing it to every store once a week. They lose 1 pizza. Okay, let's do the math here. We're at $250 a year. That is such a small amount. But, and it's really unlikely that this is what is happening. Super unlikely. But, because it isn't happening. Like I said, I've seen it 3 times. And like the way that mine are set up, you can tell that the box is full. But they like think that we're like stuffing cardboard in the bottom empty boxes or something, because they have to see throughout the whole box. Like, it's crazy. I'll never shop there ever. And then yesterday I go into this place and this chick's like I'm just doing my day. Okay, this is only my 2nd week on this route. I have no idea where everybody is or what everybody's doing. I just go in there, and she treats me like I'm in the wrong for being there. Like, I'm wrong for showing up at whatever time I showed up. All these other vendors are just showing up at whatever time they show up. And she's like, we follow a schedule. And she points to the wall and there's a schedule there. I'm like, okay. She's like, what time are you going to get here? And I'm like, I don't know. I don't know if I'm ahead or behind today. Like, the last week that I had that route, they added a stop on that day. And so I can't fully tell because I haven't even ran the route one time correctly. Yesterday was my first time running it the correct way, right? On that day. The way that it's going to be run or whatever. And so I'm like, I don't know. And she's like, well, you can't get here this early because it overwhelms me. That's what she says. And like this one, and I've been a receiver. This one is a bad receiver. She's bad at her job for many reasons. And I don't mean that to be rude. she's nice. I mean that as in she does things wrong. I mean, like, there's things that she should do better, and not just what her policies are or her business. I mean, of her company, you know. She just is bad at her job. Like, when she has a big old long line of vendors sitting there, she talks to other vendors. She just wastes all her time, really. And she wastes my time because I'm sitting there and I'm like, okay, I'm sorry that I'm here and you don't want me here because all these other people, like, you know. And she's like, well, Pepsi's here. I'm like, you know, it's like, well, I dragged my stuff up your ramp so Pepsi could have the dock, right? I helped him out. I could have just gotten the dock. And then he, you know, would have to wait until I was completely done. And by the way, this is probably what I'm doing from now on, because he's in the dock and I'm on the deck, and she opens the door for him and lets him in, and he starts unloading, and she didn't start his stuff, but she's over there talking to him while I'm just waiting. They're just jaw-jacking. She's wasting my time talking to him, BSing. You know what I mean? And I'm like, well, if you're so worried about being behind and being overwhelmed, why don't you do your job instead of talking? Like, how about that? And then you won't be behind or overwhelmed. You know, we don't stack up like that. Only at certain stores do we stack up like that, the vendors, to where she's behind and overwhelmed. And the reason is because those receivers are slow. That's where we stack up. Anyways, so from now on, when there's a dock, I'm going to sit there and get the load ready in the truck. And so what happened was I was getting the load ready in the truck and Pepsi pulled up. And I was waiting for a dock. And since he pulled up, I changed my mind and decided I wouldn't wait for the dock and I would just go in the store up the ramp and let him have the dock. But from now on, because of the way that they both acted, next time that happens, I'm taking the dock and he can wait for me. And that's how we'll do it. You know what I mean? It's like, you guys want to mess around and waste my time, I'll mess around and waste yours. You know, there are other drivers that I ran into that have been totally cool, and they're starting off on the right foot. Now, here's what will happen with those drivers, and it already did, is I talk to them, and I say, okay, when are you going to be where? And they're like, oh, I'm going to be over here at this time. And I'll say, cool, I'm not going to take the dock, and the dock will be yours. And if I'm backing into the dock and you show up, then I'll pull out of the dock and let you have it. That's the way that I do it if you work with me. If you're not going to work with me, receiver or driver, then I'll block the dock. You know what I mean? And I'll mess your day up. It's like, so now she's giving me a dock time, and I guarantee you, next time, I'm going to show up there right at my dock time, and it's going to be busy as hell, and she's still going to be overwhelmed. Because it doesn't have anything to do with me. It has everything to do with her and her company's stupid policies, you know? So, you know, because it's interesting, because it's like he's sitting there, like he has a pallet of Gatorade, the Pepsi guy, and he didn't do anything wrong. I think everything he did was right, other than maybe bullshitting with her. Like, he probably should have just told her, hey, do you want to, like, you know, go check that dude in and we'll talk later, or, you know, that's what I have to tell her. I have to be like, do you want to go let him out? You know, dude's standing there waiting to get let out. Like, we can't open doors. We can't, like, their new one now is I guess they got sued or something. I don't know, but I don't know what happened. But their new thing now is we can't use their dock plates. So if I get in there and I'm in the dock, it's another reason why I don't want to use the dock there. I have to wait for them to come, unlock the door, and then, like, the other one that I have won't open the door. So I have to open the door and remember that store I have to open the door at, and then she has to use the dock plate. I can't use the dock plate. So somebody got hurt or something. You know, the thing is that accidents happen and people get hurt. And what companies do is they try to put in a policy to stop somebody else from getting hurt. Like, and it makes sense. I understand it. But just because it happened over there doesn't mean it's going to happen over here. You know what I mean? And, like, now what we do as employees is now we have this new way that we have to do forever, you know, until forever because something happened over there, and maybe it was just some weird fluke moment. Well, hey, I got 7th. So I went from 22nd to 7th, it looks like. Anyways, I could rant about that forever because... So I got 400 XP that time. So it says out of 1,000. Do I level up at 1,000? Is that what it is?
It's time to remind ourselves of our top 3, who are
Alright, I got
Sainz,
7th.
Verstappen, and Lando Norris. Sadly, it's time to say goodbye as free practice is over.
Look at
However,
the
we'll be back shortly
difference,
for more
though.
Formula 1 action.
0.8 seconds difference instead of 10-second difference. The slowest was 3. So why are they so slower? They're so much slower this time. Because the last time they were getting 130. I wonder why. I don't know. Anyways, but it's just like, the first time I went in there, she insisted that we check the pallet in the wrong way. And there's right ways to do it and wrong ways to do it. And she's like, no, I only do it the wrong way. That's what she said. She didn't say the wrong way. She's like, I only do it this way. And I was like, okay, but if we do it that way, then this other stuff might happen that is negative. And because I've been in the business so long, and like I was a receiver for 10 years, and now I've done this for 3 years. So like I've been on both sides of the thing. I've been in her position probably for longer than she has. And I'm like, and she's like, okay. So I'm like, okay, we'll do it your way. We did it her way, and we had all these problems. Wasted another 20 minutes there because we did it her way. If we would have done it my way, we would have instantly been able to find the problem. So that the way she wanted to do it was zero organization. So I just let her sink. I was like, fine, we'll do it your way, and then we'll just screw it up, and we'll sit here and waste everybody's time, which is exactly what we did. We wasted, I think, 2 other vendors' time by doing it her way. And they're just looking at me, I'm looking at them, and I'm like, I tried to tell her, but it's her house, right? You show up and it's their house. That we have to do what they want. And it's just ridiculous. But anyway, so then the next time I go in, I'm like, so do you want to do it my way or your way? And she's like, let's do it your way. And I'm like, okay, we're learning now, right? Like I know I'm new here, right? I'm new there, but I'm not new here. You know what I mean? Like, so anyways, we did it my way. But then the next time I go in, she's getting audited by her loss prevention. And so we have to open every box. So we do that. And then the 4th time I come in was yesterday. So I open every box preemptively. But then she's starting to go about this whole thing the way that they do, where she's like, she's going to be wishy-washy. Like, she's not going to have me open all the boxes unless loss prevention's there. It's basically what it is. But she's not going to tell me that, because then she could get in trouble for telling me that if I narked on her or whatever. So I'm like, it's just, I think I'm just gonna go in there and open every box every time anyways, because I just don't have time to sit here and figure out how to stage the pallet back and forth, because I want to be able to stage the pallet while she's working on the other vendor, so I can just get in, get checked in, and get out. Like, I'm trying to be as efficient as possible. These other vendors get paid by the hour. I don't. I'm salary. So I want to leave. I want to do it as fast as possible and leave. Plus, I got a lot of other stuff going. I'm trying to start a business. I don't have time to just be sitting there waiting for her to do her dumb way that doesn't work and waste my time. So, obviously, I didn't tell her any of this, because I'll get kicked out of the store probably. But I basically just, that's what I'm going to do, and she has this other way that may work, and so I'm going to try that next time. I still have to stack the whole pallet again, and that's the problem really with it, is I wouldn't have a problem opening like one side of the boxes. The way that our boxes are staged, I can open one side, you can see in it, and we can tell it's full. They need to see both sides opened is what they want. So I have to restack the whole pallet, and that's fine. I'll do it, but I just need to know what I'm doing ahead of time. So while I'm sitting in the parking lot until 6:15, and then you get the dock and make Pepsi wait. That's basically what it's going to be. Which she's the only one that does it like that. Everybody else in the whole industry, we just have our times. So even if me and Pepsi is there at 6:15, it's still whoever gets there first gets checked in first. The whole rest of the world does it that way. But she's doing her own thing, And then I have another one too, another store that's the same type of thing. They're like, I pull up there and I've been using the lift gate whenever I want for 3 years. And she's like, you can't use the lift gate here. And I'm like, okay, why? Because the way that store works, I won't say who it is, they're almost just as bad. They have to have all their doors locked all the time. You go in and you go to the door that you're at if you use the dock, and they have to open the door for you. You can't touch their door. You can't open any doors. I don't open or close any doors unless I'm explicitly told to. And they will let you use their dock plate there, so I use that. I'm surprised my company lets us use the dock plate. And I don't mean like drive over. I mean operate it up and down. But anyways, so, because they're dangerous. They are. But you should know that. Like, life is full of danger. We cannot out-policy danger. But we need to start realizing that. And what we need to do is just educate. And then realize that accidents are going to happen. And, you can't just sue everybody just because something happened to you. I know this is a weird way of thinking in America because everybody's like, well, you should just go sue them. And I've said that to people in certain situations, and I understand that I was probably wrong there. Stuff happens. It's not always the company's fault. Maybe it is. I don't know. But anyways, that's why we're all doing all this training all the time. So let's use our training. Do it right. Anyways, so, now that I have to use the dock, if they're busy, then I have to wait. That's the point. Whereas before, what I could do is I could actually unload my pallet, go in the store, get checked in, before that driver even gets out of their truck and walks around the store. Because some of these drivers just sit in their truck. They back into the dock, they sit there, they're doing paperwork or whatever, I don't know, they're building up the will to live. Like, I don't know what they're doing. But they just sit there. They're paid by the hour, and I'm paid by salary. So it's like, let me go. Just let me do my thing and go. I'll be in and out before they even get out of their truck. And that has happened. It's happened a lot where I'll unload the pallet, be in there, checked in, and gone. But these guys, I don't know. Anyways, so I did a lot better on that one. So unfortunately, though, let's hit advanced, and I'm going to have to come back to this. Okay, it's saving the game, so. Anyways, I'll be back in a minute. Probably what I'm going to do is I'm going to go try to run through these practices and then on my Drumeo, and then I'll, I don't know if I'm going to have time. I don't know if I'm going to have time to do a Drumeo update today. I might have to do it later today or tomorrow or something. So maybe I'll be back on, maybe I won't. I don't know. Anyways, bye.